Hey folks, it's me, Michael Bach, your diversity dude, and this is Monday Morning Musings. Happy Monday, everyone. You may be thinking, wow, that looks different. Where is Michael? Well, I am spending the next couple of weeks in Atlantic Canada, so you're going to see a different background for the musings. Thanks to my friends at Stuart McKelvey, I'm spending a little time with them. But I want to talk about a really, really important issue, and I'll post a link to an article down below about a private member's bill that has been introduced in Alberta by United Conservative MLA Dan Williamson. And essentially what the bill is, it's Bill 207, Dan Williams, excuse me. It is aimed at reasserting the charter-protected freedoms of conscientious and religious objections for healthcare providers. Essentially, if you, for conscientious or health or religious reasons, you object to something, then you as a healthcare provider can opt out of providing that service. Things like abortion, healthcare to LGBTQ peoples, you name it. I mean, really, as long as you fly the flag of religious or conscientious objection, you're free to do what you like. And this is so problematic. I can't even begin. I mean, first of all, doctors, nurses, healthcare providers in this country swear the Canadian version of the Hippocratic Oath, where they swear to protect all, to provide services to all. And I personally don't believe that as a healthcare provider, you should get the option of saying what you don't agree with or do agree with. What happens if you get somebody who's objecting to talking to young people about safe sex? We could have a huge epidemic of STIs and things like HIV transmission just because you, as a doctor or nurse, have some sort of conscientious objection. I mean, it's so problematic. It's also so antiquated. It's taking us backwards. It's taking us back to not just like 10 years. I'm talking about 40, 50 years ago, when LGBTQ peoples, among others, were criminalized. So problematic. It is not surprising that this is coming out of the so-called United Conservative Party of Alberta, but the Premier, Mr. Kenney, needs to get his caucus in check. As we saw in the most recent federal election, Canadians don't want to talk about women's reproductive rights or same-sex marriage or issues that, in the minds of the majority of Canadians, are issues that are settled. And we don't want to go back. And Mr. Kenney, as the leader of said party, you need to get this in check. All Canadians have the right to healthcare, regardless of whether or not you agree or disagree with who a person is. What happens if a doctor doesn't agree with interracial marriage? Are they going to stop providing healthcare to people who are of mixed race marriage? Where does this end? It is a slippery slope, and it's setting a very unfortunate precedent that will not be tolerated by Canadians. Something to think about. If you are an Albertan, if you live in the province of Alberta, I would encourage you to write to Mr. Kenney and to MLA Williams and let them both know how you feel about this piece of legislation. Even if you're not in Alberta, write them anyway. I'll post links to their email addresses down below. And I would encourage you to let, in fact, all the MLAs in Alberta know that this legislation will not be tolerated. Thanks for watching. That's it for me. Please do remember to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link. Also, please click the like button down below so that I can get your adoration. So it just fills me with warmth, joy, the joy of adoration. Also, remember to connect with me on social media. I am at DiversityDudeMB, and of course, CCDI is at CCDI Social. You can also share this video. Why don't you share this video? What a nice gift on a Monday morning. Share this video on your social media platforms. The links are all down below. That's it. I hope you've had a fantastic week. Thanks for watching. I always like to thank you for watching. Talking to Canadians, check out my podcast. If you haven't checked out the podcast is awesome. It's winning awards. It's not, whatever, let's say that. It's a lot of fun, and we've got some great up and coming episodes. Oh, how do I get through a day? You can get the podcast, Talking to Canadians, anywhere you get podcasts, as long as that is Google, Apple, and Spotify, or you can go to TalkingToCanadians.ca and get the links there. Okay, now that's it for me. I will see you next week for another episode of Monday Morning Musings. Bye.